As highly requested, today we're back in the dream game. We have to do a lot of building optimization. I want to add in riding gear like chest protectors, helmets, and goggles, and step a little bit out of our comfort zone by tackling some UI. Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we have another update on the dream game, sort of a devlog if you will, and we got a lot to do. Building, UI, and safety gear. We is kind of all about safety over here when it comes to motorcycle stunting, so let's get right into everything. I know a lot of you guys look forward to more dream game updates, and hopefully the at least alpha coming soon. Now, a lot of the buildings that I currently have in the game were fan-made. We ran a little bit of a challenge. I said if anyone wants to build a building for the dream game, you definitely can, and you just send them to me on Discord, and there we go. I can put them into the game. However, this fan made some awesome buildings. They just weren't exactly great at optimizing. For example, let's use this building. It has about 600 or 700 parts, and I think I could get that down to like maybe 100 or 200. Every time they made a window, they used another block. And this is the same throughout all of the buildings they sent over. One window should stretch the whole thing. And if the building is square or rectangular, one block can be used for every window around the entire building. So we have a few buildings that we need to definitely optimize, and I'm gonna hit up my friend Dev for Hire for some help so we can tackle them both at once. Two is better than one. We just finished all the buildings, guys, and we took every building from about 6,000 parts each to a couple hundred. Some of them have 90, some of them have like 600, and the rest are in between that range. Better than 6,000 parts per building. Up next, now that we have these buildings placed and the map is starting to fill in just a little bit. Also, I will expand the offer. If anyone would like to make a building for the dream game, definitely do so and then send it to me on Discord. Guys, make sure it is less than 500 parts, okay? Just make sure it's less than 500 parts. That's all I ask. And I'll still bring it down more. But optimization is key on a map that is 12 base plates big. Anyways, buildings aside, let's hop into UI. I got this UI made so long ago. Like, when the dream game was just a little idea in my head, I got this UI made. And at the time, I only ever made or worked on simulators. So trying to describe what type of UI I would like to a designer, I was still in my simulator brain, and this UI does not exactly fit anymore with the dream game. So yes, I did waste Robux, and it was quite a bit actually. Like, it was a fair bit of Robux. And I'm not going to use this UI at all. Maybe I'll resell it? I don't know if I could do that. That's probably not allowed. Anyways, the game's not a simulator, and if you want something done exactly how you picture it in your head, you need to do it yourself. So we're gonna hop into Photoshop and make a button. I know I want some sort of semi-transparent black UI with a glow. Like, the glow would be its vibrance. We're gonna make everything white in Photoshop so we can change the color in Studio, and then we'll have to make a lot less image frames. I also love the idea of the UI being on a phone instead of having buttons all over your screen. However, we already have a few games on Roblox that use phones, so we're gonna step a little outside the box. It might be awesome, it might be horrible, but I think it's gonna be pretty cool. The only UI we're really focused on today is all of the HUD. Anything you can see right off the rip, not really frames and buttons. I guess buttons are part of HUD. But anything you can see, we want to get it fixed up and looking more modern and just a lot cleaner of an aesthetic. Now, before we get any further into the vid, you guys have made it like halfway, which means I'm not the most boring person ever. If you could drop a like, guys. Oh my gosh, Jesus. If you could drop a like, guys, that helps me out so much in the YouTube algorithm. So please click that button real quick. It's free. It helps. Thank you. Let's get back to it. The safety gear, guys. I gotta give a quick shout out to my boy Frigid. He has his own UGC group, and that will be linked down below in the description. But he tweeted out that he made some helmets and some vests, and I was like, yo, could we use those in the dream game? And he said yes. So he sent me the models. I have to just separate these models, make them into colorable parts so we can pick how we want them to look in the game. I'm hoping to give the player the option to customize their vests and helmets and goggles literally however they want. If they want them to match the bike, cool. If they want them to be a rainbow that moves, cool. Literally anything you could want. I want to give the player the most customization possible. And yes, we have to have the helmets and the safety gear, guys. It is so important. I know a lot of you guys probably are not really doing the whole stunting thing IRL, okay? But I am, and if there's one thing I could advocate for, even slightly, it is a helmet. Make sure to wear your helmet, guys. I don't want to sound like your mom, but it has literally saved me. You see this? Well, actually, yeah, this scar, it was actually caused by the helmet, so that might not be the best example. But my face would have been a lot more messed up if I didn't have my helmet on. I'm not gonna go get it, but it has scratches all down the side of the head. So guys, wear your helmet. And our Roblox dudes gotta stay safe too. So guys, today we have tackled a HUD UI, which I think looks so much better. It fits the vibe better. I just think it's way nicer. We've added in safety gear and finally optimized these buildings. We should start seeing some insane progress on the Dream Game within the next few weeks because all of the bikes are so close to being done optimized. Guys, I gotta be honest, I haven't felt like just sitting there and grinding. It takes an hour per bike and it's just boring, okay? But once all of those are optimized and implemented into the game, we'll have a lot more choices to ride around in the game. Then it's gonna be balancing them with how the suspension works, the speed, so much. Just a lot of boring stuff right now that's super tedious, and it kind of sucks to grind through it, but we are trying our hardest for you guys. But that is the big showcase of today for the Dream Game. And honestly, I'm pretty proud of where it's getting. And again, I just want to give a shout out to Frigid's UGC group. It'll be linked down below, guys. Came in clutch with these helmets. I did not want to model them. As always, if you liked this video and you want to see more like it, check out the playlist. It's on this side. Boom! That is the Dream Game playlist. You'll be able to see this game from when it was a base plate to where it is now. That is 3 different map iterations. Like, we have restarted twice, I'm pretty sure. And there's a lot of crazy stuff that's happened along this development process. So if you want to check out that Dream Game playlist. And for those who stayed to the end, as always, it's time to answer your questions from the last video. This first one's long, so I have to look at it to read it. But it is from Atik Volkuri 3118. Butchered, as always. It says, question: if you were to make a game on Roblox that hasn't ever been made before, how do you get many people to see and play it? Note, I can't pay money, so I would suggest an alternative to make the game famous without playing it. That would be great, thanks. I kind of resonate with this question, because the Dream Game is a motorcycle stunting game, which we have not seen on Roblox yet. We've seen one decent motorcycle game, Motorcycle Mayhem, but you just drive in a straight line and you can wheelie, but there's not really stunting aspects other than a normal wheelie, and it's not really the most gameplay intensive. So my game, yeah, it hasn't exactly been seen on Roblox before, and I worry about this very often. You run a huge risk when making an original game of either spending a bunch of time making an awesome game that nobody likes, or it's gonna blow up. I don't really think there's an in-between for original concepts. Either people hate it or people love it. If you don't have any money, I would hit up YouTubers and just say, hey man, here's my game. If you like it, could you check it out? Don't beg, just one message. If they don't reply, it is what it is. Move on to the next. If you don't want to do that or don't know how to contact any YouTubers, I would start a TikTok account that's named after your game and just spam stuff. Literally spam videos on your game, whether that's memes, trying a trend within your game, anything you can that could go viral. All you need is one, and just spam it at TikTok. Its algorithm makes it so literally anybody can be famous. And I think that's what I would do, guys. Spam TikTok and ask YouTubers. This next question is from Mr. Mouse 1, and they say, how much time would you say is too much time to spend developing a Roblox game? Once again, a question I super resonate with. Before the Dream Game, I thought if a game took more than 3 months, it was a waste of time. But I was also not looking at a huge vision. I was in a simulator market where you have to just hop on a trend, hope for the best, and then hop on the next one when it comes out. By no means was I trying to make original, cool games. And at the time, like I said, 3 months. If it's not done in 3 months, it was a huge waste of time. It is what it is because the trend's already dead. But if you're working on a passion project, like my Dream Game, for example, I don't think there is really a time limit. For me, there's a little bit of a time limit because I'm uploading YouTube videos as well. And if I take like say 2 more years, there's no chance there's going to be any hype behind the game. But if you're just doing something on your own time and not really sharing it with anybody, take as long as you want. I will say the longer you take, the more things you're going to feel like you have to change. For example, I've changed the map twice, and here I am changing the UI, which I originally liked. You're gonna keep changing stuff, but I'm sure we'll all get to a point where it's like, okay, this is good enough to at least release an alpha and get what people like. So too long, I don't think it's possible. But if you're trying to follow a trend, you have to cash in before the trend is done. The last question we have for today is from Gloy Gaming. And they said, what's the difference between a Game Pass and a developer product? To put it very simply, a Game Pass is a permanent purchase. Once a player buys it, they have that item forever, and they can't buy it again. A developer product you can buy over and over again. So you could use this for like maybe +3 pets. Instead of making it a Game Pass, make it a developer product so you can have +3 pets, +3 more pets, +3 more pets, and they would keep buying them. It would turn into sort of an infinite pets thing, and it would be more profitable, however, be slightly game breaking to whoever is, let's say, on the wealthy side of Roblox. But people use developer products for like coin purchases or stuff that you want a player to keep buying over and over again. Hopefully that helps you out, guys. Thank you for the 3 great questions, and that is going to wrap it up for today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Later.